The most important business issues in Delta is by the Delta Chamber of Commerce 2009 study, as you can see, is, and it should be no surprise to those of us that are live Delta, work in Delta, is transportation. The annual surveys that the Corporation of Delta does for its community, again, there is its most recent survey in 2007 here, showed transportation was again the #1 issue in Delta. And again, no surprise for all of us that live and work here and commute. Concerns, of course, from our residents over the years is, of course, travel time, fuel consumption. You can see traffic congestion on River Road, and I remember when I first came to Delta from the city of Burnaby in 2002, and I've lived here over 30 years, recognized the problems, but River Road was a challenge to Delta Council. They had to see some way of getting those thousands and thousands of trucks a day off the formerly residential road. Traffic congestion, at this time, Tilbury is choked. When we have to go up to meetings in North Delta, we always bypass River Road. If you don't, you're subjected to, at any time, traffic titles. I've also had businesses speak to me that they're having troubles recruiting employees because of travel times, and some businesses have relocated. Now with the SFPR actually being a reality, we are seeing growth in Tilbury. We have Home Depot going, the largest warehouse in British Columbia is being now built at this time in Tilbury, and other businesses, and we see more interest in our Boundary Bay Area, all because of the South Fraser Perimeter Road, serving as a means to effectively move goods and ensure that there's good travel times. We do have agricultural benefits, and Mr. Savage here from the DFI will tell you that one of the reasons they supported the South Fraser Perimeter Road versus the Highway 17 upgrade is they felt they would have more net improvements to agriculture, especially the irrigation system. The irrigation system is going to take land which now, of course, is being farmed, but outside of our ability to provide irrigation to it in so far as Delta. We're also having problems on the quality of water that we provide for irrigation because it comes from the Fraser River. It's actually very heavy at times with salt. There's a salt wedge which backs up to our intakes, which are like a sewer. This way we'll be able to have an intake further towards the Access Island Bridge area, Tilbury area, to provide more fresh water, salt content water, which is going to be another great benefit for our agricultural values. Also, the additional routing that will take place and overpasses will allow our farm vehicles to move through our community much more efficiently and safely. Now, on environmental benefits, again, the brownfield redevelopments is something we've been waiting for a number of years. It's starting to happen. The Burns Bog hydrology, we are concerned with regards to the northern edge of the bog, as far as our job and the agreements we have as local staff to ensure there's water retention in the bog, which is critical. The northern edge now is actually going to have a hard line separating out industry from the bog edge. South Fraser Perimeter Road is going to have a ditching which will help us maintain the water levels and separate the water levels from that which is taken off of the storm drainage from the actual highway. So having that barrier there is going to be a benefit for us. The best thing we can do for the bog is keep people and the public out of those environmentally sensitive areas, utilize the areas of the nature reserve for interpretive and our educational activities. So again, this is going to be a great benefit for us and for the bog. Again, I mentioned about the environmental certificate. There's approximately 150 requirements that Gateway has to report out on. Our staff sit on the Integrated Environmental Review Committee, and we report to council. Every time the committee meets, we report to council in public, and also to our Environment Committee of Council for their review and recommendations back. And so far that has been going very positively. And again, if we notice any concerns with the environmental certificates being adhered to, we will be reporting this to council. The Scientific Advisory Committee, of course, will be reviewing the operations. We rely on these scientists. It's not political, they're scientists, and one of the things that we did when we were negotiating the bog was put this structure in place. And again, we rely on them very heavily to ensure that the certificates requirements are being adhered to.